London.
Stranger danger. Keep your eyes down. There's some sort of bear.
Hello.
Hello there.
Mary.
This young bear needs our help, Henry. It's just for one night.
Do bears even have names?
My name is...
Or perhaps you'd like an English name.
An English name?
Paddington.
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 Paddington? Sorry.
From the producer of Harry Potter.
You've literally just brought home a random bear.
He's much more similar than you think. Besides, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, no.
That was amazing.
He was looking for a home.
Relax, it's not that bad.
Wind. Hot wind. Two hot winds. Well, I hope I don't look weird. That bear is a danger to this family.
Awesome.
Jonathan, don't even think about it.
First thing tomorrow, that bear is out of here.
But trouble was looking for him.
A talking bear?
You are going to make a fantastic addition to the collection.
Ooh, don't know if I like the sound of that.
This January,
Hand over the bear.
No.
Oh, you don't need to worry. I think I've got the hang of things.
the greatest adventure
This family needs that bear every bit as much as he needs you.
is finding where you belong.
It doesn't matter that he's a different species or that he has a worrying marmalade habit.
Did you say marmalade?
Families stick together.
I'm all right.
Paddington.
Dear Aunt Lucy, you sent me to London to find a home. I have a wonderful family. I like that you're in great shape for a man your age, Mr. Brown.
Ah, thank you, Paddington. Hang on, how old do you think I am?
Oh, about 80? And I've really got to grips with how things work. Mr. Gruber,
Come in.
I'd like to get my Aunt Lucy a birthday present.
How about these rolling shoes?
Please, Mr. Gruber, be serious. What's this?
This popping book is the only one of its kind, and they want a lot of money for it.
I'm going to get a job and buy that book. Hello? Window cleaner? Ow. Stop! Thief!
Cheerio.
Where did he go?
Hold it right there.
Oh, but I'm not the thief.
We're rich again.
Brown P, laundry duty.
It's only one red sock. What's the worst that can happen? Afternoon, chaps.
I want to hear all about the investigation.
Paddington is innocent. I'm going to prove it. He's a master of disguise.
Off.
This is breaking and entering.
We haven't broken anything.
Where do you think you're going, Bear?
Paddington looks for the good in all of us, and somehow he finds it.
If we're kind and polite, the world will be right. Oh, dear. Ow.
Thank you for using Photo Me.
Oh, not at all. Thank you for having me.
Make sure your face is within the red circle.
Paddington. There's a letter from Peru.
Dear Paddington, to your Aunt Lucy. She's gone, and we have no idea where she is.
She raised me when I was orphaned as a cub.
If you ever get lost, just roar.
I know I can find her.
It's not as if we can drop everything and fly to Peru.
To inflate your life, Jackie.
I didn't mean now, Paddington.
Welcome to Peru.
Your aunt seems to have set off into the dangerous jungle.
Aunt Lucy would never give up on me. We have to find her.
But the Amazon is quite... large.
Excuse me, sir. Is this boat for hire?
It is your lucky day.
Paddington, what are you doing in there?
This family stays together. We'll find her, Paddington.
This way. Thank you. Just round this corner. Never touch this plant.
What are you, bear?
Aunt Lucy always says you can take the bear out of the jungle, but you can't take the jungle out of the bear. Oh. That was close. It's called a hard stare, Mr. Hunter. And it's for when people have forgotten their manners.
Hello, welcome to this episode of The Faithful Critic. My name is Doreen.
Steve.
And I'm Ashley.
Yes, Karibu. Today we are talking about a movie called Paddington. It's a family movie. It's three movies. So Paddington 1, 2, and Paddington in Peru. But before we discuss and start talking about it, I'd like to ask my fellow animal friends here. Bears generally have a good PR when it comes to animated shows because they are very, very huge and very powerful and very scary animals. So there's several bears in fiction. We have Baloo from Jungle Book. We have Po from Kung Fu Panda. We have Winnie the Pooh. We have Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We have Boog from Open Season. Grease, Panda, and Ice Bear from We Bear Bears, and so many others. So I'd like to ask you guys, do you have a favorite bear animal from any of those shows? These are just a few that I remembered.
I already picked one from the list.
Mm-hmm.
Bare necessities, simple bare necessities. You know, Baloo, if it's Baloo. Yeah. He's amazing. He's so vibey. Yeah, it has to be Baloo.
Yeah, even me, I love him from the Jungle Book. Yeah. I've watched that movie 5,000 times. Do you have one?
Okay, first of all, can we go back? You're saying a panda is a bear?
Yeah, a panda is a bear.
Oh, really? Scientifically?
I think so, because they have similar qualities and body composition to the other bears.
Cooler, I think.
Yeah, and they don't eat meat.
Oh, yeah, they don't. Yeah.
But they're bears. But I think even they don't eat meat because of their natural environment, not because they couldn't. Yeah, because from where because they're almost extinct. Okay, so this is unverified.
Mm-hmm.
So inaweza kuwa conspiracy nilisoma tu mahali. But what I think is because they were almost extinct and the food that was available at the time were bamboo leaves. They started just eating bamboo leaves, and so kind of changed their internal digestive system for vegetables. I don't know.
Okay, interesting.
Quite interesting. Let's verify that, shall we?
Yeah, I feel like every time we speak, Dorina has something interesting and new to tell us.
This lady has information.
I know.
For days.
Such a resource. Yeah, so honestly, I don't watch a lot of animated films, so I don't really have a bear in mind. Mm-hmm. But can I say any furry animal?
Yes, you can.
Okay, like Puss in Boots. I really like the cat. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Why specific? Any reason?
He's funny. is interesting. He's he does the manipulation thing. I like that thing where he does the eyes, the cat eyes, and it's like, oh. And then you think he's like the most harmless cat ever, and then he like pulls up with like a sword and stuff. So,
yes,
yeah.
And he's voiced by Antonio Banderas,
yeah,
who is also in this movie, in the third one that we're going to talk about today. So for me, it is We Bear Bears. It's an animation cartoon from Cartoon Network. I think 2011 thereabout. I'm not sure. So there are 3 bears. There's a grizzly bear, which is a brown bear. There's a panda, and there is a polar bear called Ice Bear. So specifically why I like this one is because we watched it as a family. So me, Lillian, and Godwin, we watched it one of the Christmases, I think 2021. And we just connected with the bears at that time. It was just immediately after COVID. There was, I don't know, their vibe was so...
You connected with the bears?
Yes, we did!
Do you not connect to the animals on screen when you watch them?
No.
We did.
No, okay.
You should, it's called We Bear Bears. It's such a fun, like, warm animation, and you see these 3 bears who are basically orphans, and they're trying to live their lives in New York and just go into hijinks with many people. And there's also a koala bear in the show who's like the mayor of New York.
Bears?
Yeah,
koala bear.
Okay, I'm not too sure.
Okay, I don't know that as well. But yeah, the term is koala bear. It's not really just koala. Yeah,
I've known it to be koala.
Koala, period.
All my life, yeah.
Okay, I feel like when she said it, it wasn't.
It has to be.
Right. Yeah, it sounded about right.
Yeah. So yeah, we connected with those 3 bears. So for us, I think I was panda, then Lillian and Godwin were Ice Bear.
I see.
Yeah, and then no one was grizzly because no one is that. He has so much charisma. He's so energetic. Yeah, it didn't relate with any of us.
You didn't connect with that one? Okay.
No, we connected with him and we're like, kungekuwa na msee mwenye anakujanga na these vibes constantly, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, but to your point, it is fair, like they get very good PR.
Yeah, because grizzly bears are huge and like when
ferocious.
And ferocious. Because when you look at even just, I wouldn't recommend, but if you check out how like bear attacks are.
I hear if it's brown, you stand a chance. If it's black,
you lie down. Okay, no, I'm not sure. And then if it's white, I think you just give up.
Like, yeah, you're in Abraham's bosom. The bosom, yeah.
Okay, that is an interesting way to put it. But okay, vocabulary of the day already.
Now that you have come back.
I don't think that. Go intro through.
So let me do the intro for the plot of the movie. So we're talking about, it's a trilogy about Paddington. Paddington is a bear. He comes from Peru. The story begins in Peru when he's living with his uncle and his aunt are living together. An explorer comes, is interested with these bears because there's a unique species from within the context of this movie. He introduces them to like the culture and the lifestyle of British people, how they drink tea, their radio, how they use phones, and most importantly, their manners. So he teaches them about the English culture and English life. And the explorer essentially was supposed to like kill the bears and then take them back to UK so that they can be stuffed and put like in their natural museum, but he doesn't. He just leaves them and goes back to UK. But now as they continue living, they find Paddington, now our titular character. And then
wait.
No, we've used that one before.
No, we have not.
We have used titular before.
What does that mean?
Okay, it was me, but still.
I did get it the first time. I have not gotten it the second time, so please tell us.
Titular. We have.
What does that mean?
I used it even in the Pride and Prejudice episode. I used it.
No.
I did.
Okay, as a titular, what does that mean?
Like the main title character.
I guess I'm a main.
Oh, the lead.
Yeah.
The protagonist.
The protagonist.
Protagonist even harder than titular.
I know. Titular.
No.
Okay, so Basi. So our protagonist.
No, it's okay. You can still say.
Titular, that's fine.
Our protagonist Paddington. Aki you mlikuwa mmeningojea. So our protagonist Paddington. So when they grow up, and so the aunt and uncle, Aunt Lucy and her husband, I'm guessing.
Baptizo.
I can't remember that name.
Baptizo. I think it's something. Okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's the uncle.
Pastuzo.
Yes,
Pastuzo. Yeah.
Yes. So they raise Paddington because they find him. So after the explorer leaves, after a while they find Paddington. He's lost. They just take him in. They raise him. Something else the explorer taught them was about orange marmalade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, India. Yeah, so they get, and then they grow up, and Paddington grows up with them. They raise him as their own kid. And then after a while, so unfortunately in Peru, an earthquake happens and their home is destroyed. And so their home is destroyed and Pastuzo passes away. So Aunt Lucy tells Paddington, I'm too old to take care of you by myself. I'm going to go to the home of retired bears. So because our explorer told us that when you go to London, you'll always find a home. Shika, all this packed bread. And why were they getting bread?
I know. I thought about that as well. I wondered.
Where were they getting bread? So
very important question.
No, but like really, are we asking the right question? Bears can talk in this movie. Why are you asking where they got the bread from?
And no one even cares that bears can talk in this movie. Yeah. Like everyone just exists as this is fine.
Like it's normal. Like sorry, let me not jump in. Yeah.
Because it's this interesting genre of animation where it's animation in real life.
Yes.
Like an animated character in real life world. So yeah.
So and packs and Ampakia bread and marmalade, like a lot of kinds of marmalade. And even this one just destroys logic. He stores away in a boat and he goes to London. Now when he gets to London in Paddington 1, it's him trying to find a family with the explorer's daughter hunting him down because the explorer not being able to bring the bears back into the Natural Museum kind of destroyed his career. So that's one, how that happened, the hijinks of that. In 2, Paddington is looking to buy a gift for Aunt Lucy. He finds a really nice book that kind of has that shows different places in London. Is it London or Europe?
London.
Is this London?
London,
okay,
yeah.
In London. But also the book is like a secret map to a treasure. So there's someone else who's looking for it. He steals it, frames Paddington. Paddington goes to prison, so trying to exonerate himself. That's basically the second movie. And then the third movie, Aunt Lucy is like in the home of retired bears. So there's a treasure in Peru called El Dorado. There have been, I think they're Italians. I think so. The Italians who've been trying to get that treasure, but they haven't been getting it. So they kind of disguise themselves.
Italian or Spanish?
The Spanish, yes. The Spanish, yes. Yeah. So they disguise themselves and lie to Paddington that Aunt Lucy is about to die or come and see her. And then, Paddington brings, and the family who took him up in movie 1, agreed to go with him to Peru to go and nurse like Aunt Lucy because they think she's about to die. Gafla bin Vu, they've been lying to him and they just want to use him to get to El Dorado because apparently he was the last person who has that key to El Dorado. And then I think I really loved that prize in the end. So spoiler alert from here onwards, that El Dorado is just like a huge orange farm. That was really, really lovely. Yeah, okay. So initial thoughts on the movie, on the movies in general.
Can we separate? And
yes.
We're not rating yet, but let me just give my thoughts on 1 and 2. I loved 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think 2 is a marginal favorite. Also, there's a word I caught umesema. Hijinks?
Hijinks alikuwa amesema before.
Alikuwa amesema before? Okay, sawa. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. I hope you guys may notice. Anyways, so I loved 1 and 2. 2 is a marginal favorite because I think that plot was more layered. Yeah. Also, Paddington had a character moment that was huge. Kulikuwa na That was quite interesting. I love it. It was so fun as well.
Wait, in prison?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the whole thing being a map, like, it was so creative. I loved too. Honestly, it was my favorite. One was also really good introducing us to like just this wholesome world of Paddington, and him coming to London and meeting this family and kind of restoring that family in a sense. So
I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah.
And then there is and ultimately he restores the community around that family as well, like somehow to some extent. So I love it for the fact that Paddington is just a very likable bear. Yeah. 3 plot wise. We'll get to ratings, but 3.
I know what you mean.
I was also happy about 3. Yeah. Just put it, but I love Paddington as a concept.
I know what you mean. We'll get there.
Yeah, I agree with Steve. Paddington is just the most likable character. Like, honestly, I'm almost crying here. Brings tears to the eyes. I really enjoyed one.
That meeting scene when she meets the mom.
Yeah. And then the mom is like, "Are you lost? Where's your family?" Oh. And then I know I didn't say maybe I didn't think that I connected, but maybe I connected with Paddington.
So Paddington is the player.
Nearly connect, man.
Someone was...
but in my question, Paddington wasn't included. So now, if you asked in future a very specific bear question, then it's Paddington.
Yeah, Paddington. Like, the way when... I loved that scene, that first scene when he gets off the train station at Paddington, and then he's trying to like talk to people. He's using all these phrases that he was told that Londoners use, like it's pouring, it's really raining, or it's pouring, or and then like no one is like there listening to him, so he's just like moving around, and then now he kind of gets discouraged, so he sits on this place, Lost and Found, and then now he's seated there, and then he wants to eat his final like sandwich or usually stores like a sandwich in his hat, so he's trying to eat the final, and then a pigeon comes in, and then he tells him that it's for emergencies, and then he's like, okay, but you can take a bit for emergencies. Then when he looks back, there are all these pigeons, and he's like, no, all y'all can be having an emergency right now. So I like that. And then now the family comes and finds him, and then the dad is like, no, strange bear, like, go on. Okay, what's another thing? So strange. Like, okay, if I saw a bear now, I'd be scared. This is just like strange bear, okay. And they were moving on from it, and then the mother comes and looks at him, and then he's like, oh, are you lost? And then he's like, he's trying to find a home. Heartstrings, tugging at the heartstrings. Like, I loved the first one. So he finds a home with them, and like kind of restores the family, and I really just enjoyed like how naive Paddington is. Like, he doesn't intend to start trouble. It just happens. Like, you just see how suddenly CG is caught on tape, and then now he pulls this, as in so many things happen to him. So yeah, I really enjoyed Paddington. He's such a likable character. And then in 2, what's another thing I liked about the movie? I was actually like, I've had a conversation with my cousin who has like kids, and he really likes like movies where it's a kids movie, but then they put in some jokes in there that appeal to like the parents, because most likely this is more of a family movie, so most likely to be like kids and their parents watching. So it had like those tidbits that only a grown up would understand. A child in Peter. So I really enjoyed. Like, it was so 1 and 2 was so hilarious. Like, genuinely, like, there's so many fun things. So yeah, it was very funny. But like, okay, 3, I felt like 3 was very serious. I guess I didn't get the 2 hidden treasures, the hidden jokes over there. So maybe I didn't like 3 that much, in agreement with Steve. But throughout, I think they are really good movies, honestly. Yeah,
and there's a reason actually why 3 has a different tone. They changed the director, so it's a different director who did 3, and then they changed the mom.
The mother.
We watched this in cinemas with Lillian, and I was fuming. How dare you remove oh Lord. And she's the one who
she's not connected with him.
Yes, first. Exactly. And who brought us to
and it's like that character. I don't know whether she was playing the character or the character was playing her. Like, she is that character. Like I don't see how she cannot be the one who plays the mother. Yeah. So I felt like in the third one, the mother didn't really hit. Like her expressions. This one was like so theatrical. The second mother was not as
So the main actress for 1 and 2, she's called Sally Hawkins. So I actually googled, like, we were still watching it with Lillian when I was searching why is she not in this third one. She's the one who said it's time for her to just leave the franchise. They can get another actress, not some other actress. They can get another actress to play that role. So I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah. I don't like it when they do that. Yeah.
Same, because it would have been such a, like, if both of them, her and the director, because some of those differences in tone in terms of lack of jokes and the story being a bit disjointed, and as well something that I noticed was in 1 and 2, Paddington's fails upwards. Everything that he's doing, even if it is whimsical and funny, it ends up with a good intention at the end. It never really destroys everything.
That's true.
But in 3, they just felt like, let us have a funny Paddington moment. We'll pause the story and do this, and then now the story will continue. It didn't have like a connecting tissue with the rest of the story. They were just like Paddington being funny, and then the story continues on this other side.
Yeah.
Oh, and then also, sorry, just because I really enjoyed too.
Please.
The moment in the prison, so Paddington goes to prison, and it's like I've never liked a prison scene like that. So he goes into prison. One, he's put in charge of laundry, and then by accident,
you know how that's gonna turn out.
And then by accident, he has to use some pink sock, and then he puts it in the machine, and
I actually thought he was going to get that scene together. And they had me hooked because he had sorted the laundry well.
He sorted it so well.
Put everything where it's supposed to be put, close them.
And then just one red sock.
And then now all the inmates, like black and white uniform, becomes pink. So the whole prison is pink. And then now he inspires the chef to try marmalade. And this heals he was feeling like people who didn't like it. So it kind of heals him that people liked it. He actually can. He's like the toughest guy in the prison. But then he really was looking for people's validation. Yeah, Knuckles. He was looking for people's validation. So when he gets it, it becomes like, they start having like high tea in the prison. I wonder where's the prison budget. But then they start having high tea. Everyone is coming there with fondue.
You can suggest your menu in that prison.
Yeah, exactly. You said like chocolate fondues, macarons, all these pastry things. And then now the prison becomes bright and lovely. But then that's the effect that Paddington has on people. Like he brings the joy in the room. Yeah.
Except for that grouchy neighbor.
Oh yeah.
But in the end, he does help Paddington anyway.
He does,
Yeah, he does help. So yeah, it's a really heartwarming movie. So if you want if you guys have movie nights with your cousins or with your family, just put Paddington on. You will all have a great time. It's really, really, really lovely.
Could absolutely watch 1 and 2 with the family.
Yes. So for me, I also like the same exact things you guys have said. I don't think there's anything. The only thing, maybe you haven't mentioned the family. So I liked how the family was together but also not together. So it's something that it can happen when you're within like a relatively like stable house where it's both parents and the children, because you guys have so many other things you're doing outside the family setup. You don't connect individually with each other. So this one lives in their own cocoon, this one lives in their own cocoon, this one lives in their own cocoon, like that. And yet you call each other like family. So it's nice that Paddington came in and brought them back like together, and now they were able to share their day-to-day lives with each other. So just like seeing that difference where at sometimes a kwangi like front of mind where you can be a family but not together in that way. And it's not that you're fighting or you're in disagreement, you're just not connecting and not gelling. So I like that aspect of the movie. So we've gushed so much about Paddington, what are some of his good traits that he had that you guys enjoyed?
Does he have any bad traits first?
Yeah. Maybe he's too clumsy.
It's too
But
naive.
even the clumsiness is endearing.
But even the naivety is endearing as well.
Exactly.
Because it's just like,
true.
it's almost, man, you can't have a bad thing to say about this bear. Like, even when he's naive, he's like, just honestly believing in the goodness of other people.
Yeah, they actually say it.
Oh.
Like, his thing is he looks for the good in everyone.
Yeah.
Even if you don't think you have a good, he'll find it. Like in the prison, these are hardened criminals, but he still finds some good in them. Yeah.
So do you think, like with that, do you think that's the call for Christian living? Like once you're saved, that's how you should live your life? And is it realistic to have that
We
outlook?
were talking about how he's still. Let's focus concern of novel. We'll come to the hard
We'll
part.
get there.
We'll get there. Let's gush about Paddington first. And then he's
Someone's
honest.
gushing, eh?
He's
Yeah,
so
Also, I've
honest.
learned that word today. Guys, are you keeping score?
What?
Gashed.
Oh, okay.
You.
I've learned about that word today.
Lies. You're lying to our viewers.
Be like Paddington.
Be like Paddington.
Yeah, you're talking about honesty.
Yeah, so he's very honest. Although now people don't believe him because of some of the crazy stuff that happens.
Oh yeah, and he's trying to explain like the time when in one
yeah.
when the lady comes in and tries to kidnap me, and he's trying because it sounds like out of this world. Like, how did someone coming through the roof?
And then they had the face of an elephant. What? Yeah. So he's very honest. He's very kind. His manners. He's so good morning. And then he cares about the neighborhood. Like in 3. Is it 3 or 2? 2, because that's when he goes to prison. Like he knows the lady who's delivering newspapers. He knows the trash guy. He cleans people's windows. Even this guy, when he didn't want his windows to be cleaned, he cleaned it out. And then now he had like a different outlook in life. And then saw the lady at the stand and then
okay.
Yeah, so as in he's such a joy to be around. He's let me see what the characters are.
So as you remember, I loved this point when someone is doing something bad and then he gives him that
the hard stare.
And it's not even like meant in he's not even like doing it to tell you that you're supposed to remember your manners.
Yeah.
He's not doing it to intimidate you.
Yes.
Or remember what's important.
Remember what's important, exactly.
Yes, he has like this hard stare. He looks at you and then the other person is like, I'm sweating.
Can you try?
Yes, I love how it's written, because we just see like the character saying, I'm sweating, I'm uncomfortable, why do I feel?
And
then now they turn to Paddington and
it's like it's a hard stare. My Aunt Lucy taught me, for people who have forgotten their manners.
Can anyone do the hard stare?
I don't think I can.
Okay.
I know someone
I was
who
once
can.
told that I gave someone the dead stare. Like he was in a work meeting. And then, so I think it was serious things being talked about. Someone said something. And then they were saying the look that you gave, that was a death stare. But I don't even know that look, because honestly I don't usually carry that look.
Or maybe parents have that stare.
The
stare you're given when your child and their visitors and you've done the thing.
Unajua wewe. Why do I feel?
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky. Ricky, when I catch you.
Yeah, true. But I think I also have it, but because I'm in a very happy mood, I can't conjure it right now.
Yeah, because even when Paddington does it, he does it and then he's like, and then he like goes back to his cheerful self. Like, yeah. Yeah, so I really like Paddington. So your question was?
Do you have something else that you want to add on his good deeds?
Yeah, he loves visibly. Like,
yeah,
he does, because you remember in 2 when he wanted to get Aunt Lucy the gift. And then he cannot afford, even the time when he was called up on stage the first time. Okay, this is kind of putting many details, but this guy is so honest. Let's start with that.
Yeah,
like when he was just saying in front of everyone, I just want to give her a gift.
Yeah,
that's the one thing. If you were to be asked what do you want, like, it's for others. He just loves visibly, even in this family. A very huge character moment for me was, why I loved to especially, is the conflict when he was with the prisoners and just being told, give up. When you're here, the family will forget about you. They'll forget to come once.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then there was like a scene when he was in the jail cell he does this thing where he always writes to Aunt Lucy. Like always keeps in touch. We don't even see him getting letters back. We always see him write. So it's just like, dear Aunt Lucy.
Yeah, I haven't.
No. In 3, there's one time he gets. Oh no, that was from the Reverend Mother.
Yeah. And Lucy doesn't
fair
write
enough.
back.
Yeah.
But I think she has to be.
I think she has to be
writing
writing. Let's assume that she is. Yeah. So for the purposes of wholesomeness. But we only see...
He hasn't been left on red this entire
time. By family for that matter. Anyway, he always writes very heartwarming letters. So this character moment when he was just contemplating, Ama nimesaulika, Ama these guys are right. That people are like that. I was wondering whether it would actually make him change to some degree, but he doesn't.
I remembered how naive he was. He got guys to escape from prison and he didn't even realize that they were escaping from prison. Paddington. Yeah.
But I liked how even if they did, like they came back and helped
they
in
helped
the
him.
end. Yeah. Do they like stay away from prison or they are arrested again?
I have no idea. That wasn't clear.
They didn't. Yeah, for the sake of wholesomeness, we don't need to know the other details.
The grand details. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's for me. Oh, I've said the hard stare. I think those you've mentioned most of them, and I loved. Just to mention in 3, I loved. It was a bit conflicting for me because in 3, I kind of wanted him to stay in Peru.
Oh yeah.
I didn't want him to go back to London. But I liked how they sort of resolved it, which is also another issue that I had with 3, where they sort of resolved it where he's accepted that he has both homes. He has a home in London and he has a home in Peru. But I wanted him to stay in Peru just so that he can as well be with the other bears. But when he came back and then he came back with everyone from Peru and then they were going all through London.
Do you know what? No, that starts to become a bit unbelievable now.
No.
Do they have space? Who cleans that far in the house? Who cleans the far? Who?
I have just
How
remembered.
did he get the passport?
No, how do all the others get passports? Aye.
Maybe there were stories, but I just remembered the joke. The joke when I had to say it because insurance, you know. There's this the father is a risk analyst, and then now when Paddington comes into his house the first time, of course he's like against it. He's like, what's this strange bear doing here? So he's against it, and then he calls like his insurance company. Is like, I'm staying with a bear for the night, so I want to increase the cover that I have on my house. And then turns out Paddington is like flooding his bathroom, so he's running up the stairs, being kept on hold by the insurance company. And he's like, no, whatever, I don't care. Bump off the cover, and then like Paddington floods the whole place. That was so funny. It was so funny.
I love those scenes when you can see one clumsy thing leading to a whole cascading. Hey, that scene just gets out. Like, you think it can't get worse.
Actually, let's talk about the bathroom scene. It starts with him cleaning his ears with a toothbrush, and then he tastes it, and then it's disgusting, so he falls back, and then
he goes to the toilet to try and clean his mouth.
Oh, to clean his mouth.
Yeah, and then
in the toilet his head sticks.
Yes. So as he tries to remove, he hits the cistern.
Yeah.
The cistern falls. I think
I think there was the bathtub too.
Because I'm trying to remember after the cistern, when the cistern falls, it hits something in the bathtub that then like puts on the water.
Yeah.
And so he goes to try and close it and fight off because he's calling that shower head a snake.
Oh.
Yeah. And then now the water is leaking from the cistern, from the toilet, and from the bathtub.
It's bad.
Yeah. As in how much craziness just from cleaning his ears. Using the facilities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had some trouble.
Actually, I remember this line because I wanted to come and say it. A spot of bother with the facilities. That's what he said. I had a spot of bother.
It's so fun. It's so heartwarming. So now I can go to the hard question.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're ready.
Oh maybe. Okay. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Very nice. It's okay.
So now to the hard question. So yeah, do you think are these the Christian like traits we should embody? Is that the outlook we should have on life after we've been saved, and is it even possible to have that outlook like in our day-to-day lives right now?
ideally way, but humans. Ideally. I don't know whether it's because Paddington, I don't know, it's just a bear that has not been raised by humans, nor does he know about the human experience.
He actually doesn't have the original sin.
He doesn't have original sin.
Because he's a bear.
Yeah,
He's a bear.
he's not a human.
Original sin. Anyway, if you're going into details, okay, ideally it represents so many good values that a human should, a Christian should embody. But, and honestly, when you could say fruits of the spirit, because love, peace, joy, patience,
kindness, I think is
humility,
one of the kindest
self-control.
characters,
like
in fiction ever.
Self-control.
With the Marmalade, you know.
Yeah, Marmalade like knocks him out.
But I still think he had, because remember in one he had that the sandwich under his hat, and he was hungry like the entire movie, because I didn't see him eat. He was hungry the entire movie, and he kept it till they find it's for emergencies.
Yeah, anyways, ideally
so he may have self-control.
Arguably. Yeah, but I guess ideally, is it realistic? No. I don't know whether any human can be that naive or that honest. Actually, in a review we did previously in Interstellar, do you remember the line when Taz was being asked, so what percentage level honesty do you have? It was so 90% honesty. Absolute honesty is not always the most efficient or ideal means of communication with emotional beings.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
But now we are called to honesty anyway. So
yes. So I'm just like, should you be 100% honest all the time?
But truth in love.
What does that mean?
We'll cushion it.
So you're not being honest.
Okay. You're being honest, but then you're not being like honest in the way that hurts someone else.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Is that possible? If they hurt, that's a problem.
If you've presented it the best way you can, I guess.
I think because if you've I think there's, because that truth in love also but ensures it's not an outright lie. Because if it's a lie, then that's just a lie. You're being dishonest. So there's honesty with kindness, I guess. With the hard truths.
Yeah, I don't know if it's realistic. Maybe it's not realistic, but honestly, guys, you should watch Paddington to just know what you're talking about when you talk about someone who's very agreeable. Yeah, the ideal representation of goodness, quotes, inverted quotes.
Yeah, but I don't think, part of his character is he's very naive and he gets himself in these situations because of his naivety. But I don't think naivety is something we ought to have, or it's supposed to be innocent as doves or something.
But innocent and naive is in the same thing.
Yeah,
naive is just lack of awareness of, I think, the conditions of the world. Where you move about trusting everyone, because that's how he really does. Like, you remember in one when he's returning the wallet to the thief, and then it just so happens to him he's returning the wallet to a thief,
but a stolen
he didn't
wallet.
know that he was a thief.
He chases him down all the way,
and then when the wallet's dropped, he's like, oh, you've got quite a number. Yeah, okay, so I guess in a way then it's completely unrealistic because we can't be naive like that. Yeah, but I guess part of, you kind of see like the way he loves his neighborhood, that's maybe something we should do. Like the people around us, do they feel like we are considering them better than even ourselves? Ni tricky.
Is it realistic?
Najichomea hata nikiongea hapa.
Yeah, I think for me, some like you've mentioned, some of the fruits that he embody, we have to, because when we are saved to works. So we have to embody some of those traits. It may not look like as clean and cut as him, because I know in some situations
as well.
In some situations where he was kind or where he was loving, there was a very huge risk of him, like if it was grounded at food for him. So but also we are to be like little children,
innocent as doves, but
like the way little children, like
wise as, what is it?
Okay, I think go on as I try to get that verse.
Because when, so I've remembered right now, when Jesus says, like, let the little children come I've remembered. It's just our faith to him should be the way children's faith is to their parents. So it's not really like we have
how we're treating the world.
But okay, so now back to my point. With his qualities, some of them are doable.
I've gotten the verse. So it's Matthew 10 verse 16. And I think this is when Jesus was sending out like the 12. So behold, I send you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
There we go.
Okay, maybe I should have looked for a version that says innocent. Okay.
No, that still works. So there are some qualities. So we should have qualities like Paddington.
Therefore, be as shrewd as snakes and as innocent as doves.
I feel like snakes is harsh, but
that's snakes.
But therefore, outside his naivety, all the other qualities that he embodies, we should have them, but now with the shrewdness of a snake or the wisdom of a snake. Yeah, I think that works.
No, but okay, still
it's difficult.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think I'm nitpicking because I'm like, okay, so ultimately his goal, he didn't even have a goal. He was just like going about life making people joyful. But then now also we have like the agenda of like getting guys to get born again or preaching the gospel. So I guess it's a bit different.
Because now people will have to look at or will understand salvation, especially with our immediate environment, first through us and how we move about the world. And then now they're like, you move with so much kindness even and so much peace amidst all this chaos or so much love when there's so much hate around you. How are you able to do that? And then now you tell them, it's because I have been saved and I know Christ. Because unfortunately, in real life with salvation, even if there are people like Paddington out there who are ethically good, it's all filthy rags if you do not know Christ. Because all of us, like, there's no one who is good. There's no one who's going to achieve that perfection. Even us, as we strive for it, we still won't achieve that perfection that is needed for you to like, quote unquote, save yourself. But because we are called to good works, it pays off and there's a reward. But now when you're just doing good works without Christ, it's filthy rags. It goes nowhere.
Yeah.
And in essence, honestly, you said if there are people like Paddington out there, I would love to know that you know someone who's like Paddington.
True.
If you do, please tell us in the comment section. Also send their social media.
I want to be a friend. Yeah.
Just check them out. We talk a little.
Someone who's heartwarming and will community build, will reach out, will without tiring actually as well.
Yeah. Like he had like a relationship with each and every person of the Brown family. He was teaching the daughter Bear speak, the son he was there with his hijinks, the mother, as in every single person.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'll just make an informed guess that there is no one like Paddington out there. Absolutely no one. Yeah.
So in Paddington 1, I felt for Paddington in 1 where he lost his home, he's come to a new neighborhood. I think this story actually challenges a lot on how we interact with other human beings. Because even with my next question, is still, I feel like it'll still be about around the same thing. Because like in the Bible, someone else who has a similar story where they lose everything and they have to go back to a new setting is Ruth, where the mother is married, gets children, they move to a different land. I'm not sure if it was still in Israel, but they moved to a different land. But I know Ruth wasn't an Israelite. I remember that Ruth and Orpah weren't Israelites. So they get married to this family, and then the main patriarch dies, their husband die. And so Naomi is like, okay, because you guys aren't Israelites, siwalazimishi mkuje kwangu. So mimi narudi kwangu and kind of just live my life in misery as a widow. You guys can go back, you're still young, go back and get married. But we know the story of Ruth. Ruth says, "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay." And I parallel it with Paddington because they both, even if Naomi was from Israel, she's coming with a different and in a different capacity now, with no husband and no family, basically. But they are taken in because they were like systems within that community that God had made them, where when you go harvest, hizo vitu zenye zinabaki kwa floor, msirudi tena mchukue hizo za floor, muachie the poor, they come and pick them and eat. And for Paddington, he was told that when you come to London, you will always find a home. But he comes to London and realizes it's actually not that easy to find a home. So do you think that openness that should be there, or rather that openness to welcome strangers or to welcome the needy or to respond to people's needs in that way, specifically people who are orphans or lack a home, does that kindness exist, or how does it look like right now from what you guys have seen?
Tough.
Yeah, it's very tough. I guess maybe like in our church, we'd have like programs for that, like benevolence, like you'd help out maybe guys who don't have food, or go to do prison visits, or even just support like the members of the church internally. But the willingness to welcome strangers to your home, that's a hard ass, especially in this Nairobi. Because it's so easy to be taken advantage of. Everyone is trying to, like, the people who are trying, not everyone, the people who are genuine, I guess, who have like genuine need, but then there's so many people who are looking to take advantage of someone like you. So it's hard, it's very difficult. I guess in a society we kind of help because, like, for example, like children's homes, people are always giving and stuff, but having like just meeting someone on the street and you tell them I'm going home with you today, yes, sijaona.
Hiyo ni ngumu.
Hiyo ni ngumu.
Yeah, it's tough. And also part of it is kind of, she's mentioned something about the culture that we are in that is kind of, it conditions you to a level of mistrust with. Like, meet me walking around the streets, I am not having my most agreeable face. Chances are, or rather approachable face, I don't know. I think I just don't put on a smile when I'm walking around, or I just say, oh, warm. And because the sense in which, is that?
Lazima ukaze sura.
Lazima ukaze sura.
Nairobi. Lazima.
Yeah, and uonekane mgumu, uonekane. I'm not to be messed about.
Like there's a thing where you're not a true Nairobian kama hujaibiwa at some point in town.
Yeah. There's so many stories of people who have been naive or in situations where they were, and then just something happened to them, and also that just like continues to perpetuate.
It's actually sad because even like if someone stopped me on the streets of Nairobi to ask for directions, unless it is a woman,
unashuku, like you want,
or a child, or someone I think I can actually take, I will not stop. I will not stop. Yeah. And that's very few. So I'm not stopping unless it's like I have to think, is it a woman or a child? And even the woman, it can be someone who
because with the stories of wako na card wanaweza kupulizia vitu kwa uso, exactly. And then you follow them, usually just say unaona ule soja endo muulize.
Yeah, so with that in mind, I don't know. I haven't seen that personally. I do like really like people who are charitable in that way, who just especially go to help out the street kids, or like, because some of them are like have really tough stories. I remember someone who was a friend to this church. I think she was a missionary, worked with street children, and has been in that, like, doing that for a long time. I think there was a time she was talking about her experiences and the stories she was meeting in the streets, and guys were just like flat out getting to tears to some extent. Like the amount of, it's a bad situation. All the same, I think you just have to have that in mind, and maybe, this movie definitely does remind us about like the call to.
Or do you think we're actually using the you can't trust anyone in it?
But
we can. It's both, and because you can use it as a crutch and then decide to never help anyone at all, which I don't think should be the goal or the end point. Because fine, I think the one that usually pains me the most is when someone who's in financial need and comes in, asks for financial need, and you give them, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later someone tells you hata hiyo pesa ulimpea alienda akasquander, and yet you thought that they would. So it makes you a bit more cagey, and with even all the other examples. But now I don't think that should stop me from still giving.
Helping out.
If someone comes and asks and says, oh, Doreen nisaidie na hii na hii.
Yeah.
I don't think that should stop us, because at the end of the day, you can't, when you cast, or rather when you sow that seed, kupeana, or to give the helping hand, some of it, yes, it will fall to the wayside and the birds will come and pick. So the ones who are pretending, the ones who are lying, the ones who are thieves, they will get it. But then there is some, okay, for lack of, this metaphor, but some will fall like in actual good soil, and you will be able to genuinely help someone who was in actual real need. And ya town pia winanishtua, because there is a point in time where you may not have everything right, and sometimes it can be you who may be and you have no, like you literally have no one to go and reach out to in the CBD to ask for help, and every single stranger thinks you're a thief. So it's a very difficult stuff. It's a very difficult balance to get, if at all there's a balance to even get, because you can't really tell.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, I really understand that, because like even when God like gives us like resources, the resources is not just for us to be like good and comfortable and stuff. Like the resources is for us to even share. Like no one should be like in church in need if you have like, I don't know whether like it's hitting home.
Yes, it is. Because like when we're doing arts, and I think when we get there and then we find Ananias and Sapphira when they sell their stuff, the goal was everyone's after mshakula, everything else that is left comes to the church, and we give it to the community so that there's no one who is in need. And I think with that was the early church, and that may be the ideal that some people may reach for, but because we have easy bad apples around, inafanya even churches are very sensitive.
Oh yeah, very very sensitive, because mnatoa sadaka mtu ni helicopter anatembea nayo, as in what's that? Yeah. So but still, like, it's still a call to us to not be stingy with what we have and to help. Yeah.
You have something else to add?
No. I think if I was to, it would be a tangent heading to a different.
Take it. It is welcomed.
It is welcomed. I wonder about, you did mention something about, okay, so you can be good essentially just by sheer fact of maybe you've been raised well, nurtured well, cultivated good values, been around people who have good values, and hone them as values that you subscribe to. And live like that for your life, but still that's not sufficient.
Yeah.
Because before God, that's like
filthy rags.
Yeah. So in essence, if someone subscribes to morality for morality's sake, where you're constantly just trying to do good deeds upon good deeds, stacking them up in such a way that, because again, people can have that idea, and this is not to say that you do not do those good deeds, but they're not also unto us. They're not. They're not unto us. And I think maybe even when we were examining that whole situation of whether we should have a different attitude when it comes to people, quotes and quotes, in need, or people we believe are in need. I think there's a sense in which maybe we do also really underrate the value of the Holy Spirit in such situations, and actually having discernment to know how to conduct yourself in that situation, so that you can. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't say I'm sorry, but anyways, So there's two things there: the whole morality for morality's sake, and it not being sufficient, where you're just kind of, I don't know whether just trying to absolve yourself of, I don't know. But then there's also
Like
the second part
billionaires.
where you can also be a believer, but if you're not living in a way such as to help others because you constantly distrusting whether the intentions are good. Should be also kind of be a bit more sensitive to the spirit.
Yeah.
Or
It's
It's
a
very
swali lakini umeconclude.
okay,
Yeah.
unaweza jibu.
But it's a good.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Conversation. What do you guys think about what I just said?
Yeah, I completely agree. I had not seen it like that, where there is a prayer or a plea to the Holy Spirit to guide with discernment and on that decision on helping or giving. I had not realized that. So thank you for that. Yeah. That actually really resolves a lot of that contention that I had internally on how to pick and choose rather than just, shikeni nyinyi nyote who are in need. Yeah, that really helps. And when you said on giving for giving's sake, I've remembered what billionaires do. So according to me, there's up to a point of wealth where it's just unethical. You cannot amass that amount of wealth without being neglectful to a lot of people or being exploitative to a lot of people. It's just unethical to have that amount of money. So I think a lot of those foundations and all those things that they try to do to show that they're giving to the poor and they're caring about everyone, it's just goodness for goodness sake and to clean up perception of where their money is truly coming from. That's my opinion on that amount of such amount of wealth. And also, when you remember that those foundations, I think even in Kenya, some of those foundations are tax-free.
Yeah.
So they're just tax avoidant tactics as well. So it's not even for goodness sake. With some of them, it's for tax sake.
All right.
Your thoughts?
Comments?
I don't know whether I agree or disagree on the ethical billionaires. Okay, in Africa, there are no ethical billionaires.
There are no ethical billionaires anywhere.
No. Let's say Africa. Maybe if like Elon Musk or something, like you're providing a service that people are seeing is valuable and you're patronizing the business, like how is that not ethical?
It's not.
I feel like no, we've really gone on a tangent. Paddington. Oh, we're coming back to it, guys.
So, specifically, if I'm to talk about Elon Musk, so I don't know about Elon Musk's wealth per se, like where I just know Twitter and I think Tesla. So I don't know where his genesis of his wealth truly came from. I'm not really sure.
Any Tesla?
There's also.
Tesla, Starlink.
Because I know tech, there's some bit of tech as well involved. Where?
PayPal. Oh, PayPal. Yeah.
Okay.
But why? Okay, if someone provided a good that was people are patronizing, like why is that like unethical?
That good will not get you to that amount of wealth, ever. It can't.
But think about it, like, okay, maybe you're looking at it in like Nini standards, but think about like Abraham in the Bible, the way he had servants, he had so many sheep, was that unethical?
No, that wasn't unethical, but I don't think Abraham was a billionaire.
No, but then in those standards, there was a billionaire.
Because Abraham was rich.
Job.
Okay. Because Job is written as... Okay, I think I'll have to nitaandika kwa comments off the top of my head I may get it wrong. But I don't know if Job's I feel like Job's wealth is written neutrally in the Bible and he loses everything anyway.
There's kind of a denominator to Job's and Solomon's situations as well.
Solomon was unethical. But now that one is clear he was unethical, but
Okay, fine. But when it begins, like, okay, I know when things got bad. Anyways. At the very start, like it's pointed to God as the source and him giving and bestowing graciously. And are we still saying that even people who are wealthy in this day and age and have done it through corrupt means, are we saying that God is not the one who has given? Because he has, ultimately. Even when we say that doesn't justify the actions.
Yeah.
Because that person, fine, God has been gracious to give. And we must be very careful here about saying that ultimately it's just because yes, God did allow this to happen, but this person might have been doing some of the most shady things to get to where they are, and ultimately God will still be the judge of that, because what we always remember, and it's a very good thing to have in mind when you're thinking about wealth, is a very transient nature of wealth. Even in this lifetime, you could not have it for this entire lifetime. It could also not matter that you have it and that you leave it here. For who? The people who will inherit and do whatever they will with it, right?
Ecclesiastes.
Yes.
Plug Ecclesiastes in there. Yeah, wherever. But you have to have that in mind so that you don't hold it too tightly and closely, or safeguard as though I will carry this
forever
to infinity and beyond. Like I will present this as, God, did you see my bank account? Like I had these figures there. Did you see how I left it? Did you see how I left it and then you see how foolish that thought is. Like it doesn't even make sense. So, yeah, that's just something let's try to think about.
So, I think we can answer it even afterwards, is if there is a billionaire who has given or who has answered a need for good and they got money in that way. Because I don't think so.
Okay, to your point, when I was thinking about your thinking, I'm sure there has to be maybe some ways where there was a good that was coming up that was probably going to be in competition, that because they had the power already, they maybe thwarted it or something. There could be that, or there could be some exploitation somewhere, like for instance, like the Amazon workers or
even in tech, there is exploitation somewhere. I can't find it right now, but I know even if they may have built these companies like Facebook, I know those ones because those ones are front of mind. Facebook, Instagram, Google. There's exploitation of people's data and people's privacy. And I think even with how they build some of the databases that they use, there's also wage exploitation there as well.
Okay, then I beg to differ with your point. Your point is not that, like, is there an ethical way to be billionaires? Yes, I think so. It's just most of them are not. Like, there's an ethical way to be wealthy and an unethical one to be.
No, my point is you can be rich, but there's up to a certain point of wealth, it cannot be achieved if you're ethical. That's my point.
Okay.
You can be
when
rich.
you think about some of these devices and the exploitation of mining the crucial minerals that are like in DRC.
Okay.
Like you can be rich. You can be. I don't have that. I don't have that cage.
I take it back. So
I don't know which is the point in which you can be rich ethically. I don't know. CG is bounds yet, but I just know yes, you can be rich, but there's up to a point that wealth cannot be achieved if you're actually being unethical.
Why I think we are on a tangent, but it's also not too far away, is because through Paddington we're kind of just trying to mirror that with humanity, and whether some of those like attributes can be mirrored or like paralleled, and then
no, but we can also link it with the grid that we see in Paddington 2 and 3. we were so on message. We were on message, yes.
Yeah, because in 2 and 3, in 2, that man stealing the book, trying to get the treasure, and then in 3, I feel like that was such an easy decision for Antonio Banderas to make between his daughter and wealth.
But they had the cast. They had the cast. Okay, so I think let's give like obvious some context. So in 2, actually explained 2.
3,
In 3, there's this guy, he has a daughter, and apparently they have like a history in their family where they have like a generational curse where they love wealth and they want to find this El Dorado place. So it's like that is the only goal in their life, to find this place. And so when he meets Paddington, that's part of his goal. And then he has like, there's a situation where he has to either choose his daughter or choose to get the wealth. And then he kind of hesitates, but then now he chooses the daughter. And when he chooses the daughter, it's like now all these past ancestors who are speaking to him and taunting him and stuff kind of like disappear. So he finally broke the generational curse, I guess. Somehow. So
to me, that was such an easy decision. I was like, Yani, this entire story is just hanging up on, can people be really that greedy?
Okay, it's, I guess they're pushing the bounds because it's an animation, it's not real life. So yeah.
Oh, people can be greedy.
Like you will give up your children, your family in pursuit of
their own desires. Well,
Breaking Bad.
And even for the person who like abandons their family to just go and pursue their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so harsh though. I think because hapo ilikuwa more black and white. Tukieka hivi, someone can say I'm doing this for my children. So for example, don't go watch this show, even if I'm going to reference it. But like in Succession, the main character, he's called Logan Roy. He claims that he's doing all what he's doing so that he can be able to create like a good life for his children. So he owns a conglomerate like as big as Fox, or rather not even as big as Fox, as big as Disney, because actually Disney owns Fox now. So he owns such a conglomerate of media. It has TV, it has movies, it has film, it has different theme parks. It's huge. It has cruises. So to him, he really neglects his family. But akiulizwa anasema, no, I'm doing this for my children. All this wealth, you can see they're enjoying their lives. I'm doing this for my children. But really, it's just his own pursuit of wealth. Yeah.
Interesting.
I thought, the movie makes it very black and white. So that's why it looks very unrealistic. But there are many ways in which people neglect their loved ones for money. And what did you think about the nun character?
That was so...
I didn't like her. Personally, I did not.
She could hit a high note. She could stick with that note. You didn't like the singing?
I didn't like the singing. She was playing a fake guitar.
You could tell it's a fake.
No, she couldn't play. She wasn't playing.
She wasn't playing the entire thing?
She wasn't playing.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
She wasn't playing. Like that whole sequence and she wasn't playing that guitar. She was just holding it.
So, okay, now we'll watch it again to see.
So now wait, you can't tell when someone is fake playing an instrument.
Wait, she was just holding it. She wasn't like stringing or what?
No, it looked like she was, but she wasn't. Even in some instances, you could see she's holding her shape, but she didn't. Like she wasn't playing.
I'll go watch that scene just for that.
You can tell when someone is.
Also, though, context. We need to give our viewers context.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think I've spoken too much.
Okay, I can give. So then there's a nun in the home for retired bears where Aunt Lucy is staying. They stay with nuns, and now there's like a nun who comes along who's like a Reverend Mother nun. And turns out all this time she was like undercover. She was like deep under, like ears undercover to try and, because she's part of that family, the family generational curse. So they want the El Dorado riches and stuff. So yeah, she comes out like the last scene suddenly turns. Yeah.
But it was so funny.
It was so funny. Because now apparently that family have like a tattoo on their hand with the family crest. So suddenly when she's like, she kind of reveals the family crest and then they know, okay, she's part of that family.
Yeah, I had forgotten that detail. Yeah, that's how they know. That's how they know.
Yeah.
So I think I like that character because I love that actress.
Oh, yeah. I don't know her.
I love that actress. She's been in so many things and she's always such a vibe in everything she's in.
Yeah, I just didn't like her. I'm sorry. I didn't.
As far as the villains on Paddington go, who is actually we can do that. Who's the worst villain in Paddington and who is the best? So for you, I guess she's the worst.
Yeah, she's the worst.
Who's the best villain?
Because of motive, ama because of
You know, the villains were not so good. Even I didn't like the villains that much. But the one in 2, maybe there was...
The one in 2 is fun.
He's fun.
Yeah.
He's fun. Yes.
The one in 2 is fun.
It's quite fun, but also the villains are not anything to write home about.
No, he is. Okay. He is. I disagree. What?
He's the best villain. He has like... I'm not sure about legit motives, but he's interesting. Yeah.
The different characters he plays, because he's an actor.
Yeah.
/ magician.
So he wears all those costumes.
And then
he had that layer with all those costumes.
Creative.
Yeah.
That was creative.
And then you remember, so there's this time when he's trying, you remember the plot of 2 is that he's going in different landmarks in London, trying to get like a clue in order to get the treasure. And the treasure. So this time he goes to like St. Paul's Cathedral with the nuns, and then he kind of drops, like, he's caught, and then he drops a statue, and then like he's in disguise like with the nuns, and then now when he's running away he changes into a father, and then he's like, God bless you, my child. That was hilarious. And then now the guard,
that was so funny because he's facing women, very questionable, but
very just questionable to see.
Because he was also the guard in one.
Exactly.
He was also the guard in one.
And then did you realize when that man was wearing the costume of the cleaner, he didn't even change his voice. He was still in his male timber and
I mean, you see, jokes like that. I'm sure you haven't like fully gotten what you've said, but like watch it and then you'll get it. Like the jokes like that. Like, you know, a child who didn't get it, but you see it.
The child will just laugh until the point of
but then as a parent, like, actually, this is the most a beautiful woman has run away. And it's a man dressed as a woman, so hey man, we'll get cancelled if I keep talking in this length.
No, in the context of the movie, it makes sense as to why that's a joke in that way. Yeah. So, okay, have we like exhausted the grid?
Yeah.
The grid converse. Oh, because we had already spoken of like the billionaires. So hiyo part ya billionaires muiweke after mfikirie as if
tumeongelea after we talked about the grid and the villains.
Grid, yeah. So any other
actually no, I was
your question.
Who's your best villain and why?
My best villain is 2 because I think he's just fun. He's a fun villain. He may not really like in the context of this movie, you don't need someone as elaborate. He's a fun villain. He comes up, shows up. He's actually a good antagonist to Paddington's kindness, and the fun different costumes, them going to different places in London, and
then how he's caught.
It was great.
How he's caught is like he talks about like the guy who Paddington so. Okay, I don't know.
Even he had a costume.
Blue eyes.
Yeah, he had blue eyes. He's like, he had the best blue. So he's talking about himself. So he says
the way he was in grayscale.
And the picture, like the wanted picture, was in black and white. So it's like, how did you know the villain had blue eyes? Yeah. That was so funny. Okay, for me, I think my best villain is actually 1.
Oh,
yeah. I think she had more motivation, and I loved the scene. Okay, so in 1, it's the daughter of the explorer who went to darkest Peru, and she wants to like kill Paddington and stuff him because the father was not able to do that, and then because of that, the society that they were in turned their backs on him, and then they do the literal thing where they turn backs. That was funny.
Do you know how morbid that is, though?
Yeah,
like in context of the movie.
Morbid what?
Wait, how?
Like the whole motive that she had over stuffing.
Actually it is quite dark, honestly. But like that the turning the backs was so funny because they literally like turned up
and then they went to the petting zoo.
So I think I felt like that was the most
it is a full written
character. It was more meaningful.
I see.
It is. And then now for sure the 3 ones are not the best villains.
Because again I feel like I was lost for some of the film on how Paddington is the key to this El Dorado place.
I think it's just because he's not really the key, because I think all El Dorado bears could access El Dorado, but not because he got lost, he had that key. And so the Spaniards didn't know that bit, that all El Dorado bears can access El Dorado. They just knew 1 key is necessary.
No, but I wonder, why didn't the Reverend Mother try to get the whatever before. Tried to get to El Dorado before.
I think she didn't know if it existed. Oma? Like they knew it existed, but they were kind of still like half and half.
Yeah, like
if it exists or
she
not.
was staying undercover. She didn't know initially that
even Aunt Lucy would come.
She didn't know that.
Maybe she couldn't get there herself. She needed.
No, she knew she could. She had the plane. She knew exactly what she had the tracking system. So this nun is like high tech. She has like systems tracking people.
And
in
I
the
love
jungle.
I just love that actress. I'm sorry because that scene when there's that piano. Like there's that piano in the hall, in the nun's hall, and then the other older lady from the family finds it, and they're like, why is this red wire here and this piano? Oh, there's nothing suspicious about this. And then they present they go into a room. Oh, this is suspicious. There's nothing suspicious about this. That was so funny.
Yeah.
I love that actress. I think that's why I loved that character. Not really because the character is well written or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go to the ratings. Are there any other themes?
Okay. Can I also tell there's another joke that I actually found funny?
Okay.
Okay. I think maybe we can try to I think in the timestamps for this video. I'm not the resident comedian. But I think in the timestamps of this video we should have they go on a tangent to talk about wealth, and then this one is they finally get around to talking about the movie again at least. So you remember this time when the lady Nicole Kidman, Nicole, she's a daughter of the explorer who wants to staff Paddington, and then she puts him in a van, and then the van, when it's open, it reads taxi, and then when it closes, it reads taxidermist.
Yes.
That was so funny.
So you like British humor?
I guess I love British humor.
Why?
Oh my days.
Yeah, so that was so funny. Yeah. Okay, can I go to the ratings?
So now we go to rankings. I think I'm going to start with entertainment, not with our usual rankings. And so now in this one we can do them per movie. I don't know if it'll take too long, but we can do them per movie. But just let's not, because we've explained already so much about the things we've liked.
Okay, entertainment value, I'll rank them 2, 1, 3. 3 is far away. 3 uko chini kidogo, distant. So I'll rate distant that. So 2 is 4.
Oh, you've arranged them. Okay,
yeah.
Sawa.
2 is
4. I thought you'd give it 5.
It was entertaining. 4 is very decent. Okay, 4, and then this one is a 3.51, and then the other one is a 1. Okay, yeah, I'll give it a 1. 3 is 1. It wasn't entertaining for me. 3 was not entertaining at all. Okay. I could go 0, but let's just give it 1.
But I know for 3, I know part of the reason why it wasn't entertaining is because I was so tired when I was watching it, so I kept falling asleep. To be fair, but do you think circumstances also affected how you watched it? Because I know I'll rank 3 and I know it will be slightly unfair because of that.
Maybe, but the viewers don't know about circumstances.
Okay. Sawa. Okay, for me I think I don't know between 1 and 2 which one. I don't know. And I think I watched somewhere, or I saw something where it was a ranking of some of the best movies of the 20th century, and Paddington 2 was among them.
Yeah.
So now I feel I'm a bit biased by that because now I want to agree. Yeah.
It is good though.
It's good.
Yeah, but I don't know whether I feel that way. I think one did it for me. I think one really I connected so much.
You connected.
One.
I loved one as well, honestly. Honestly, I think I could give them both 4.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Once at the note
0.5.
Yeah, I'll give them both 4.
Once you remember the note, take care of this bear. Yes. So he came in Paddington. He had a note around his neck. Take care of this. Yeah. One is definitely my best.
Did you cry while watching 1?
No, actually, didn't. Surprisingly, I didn't. But I know if I was in the right circumstances watching it, I would have cried. I would have totally cried. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm not too proud to admit that. Sometimes a movie brings a tear or two to my eyes. Sometimes.
So it's similar for me. I'd give 1 and 2. I'd give Paddington 1 and 2 4. No, 4.5 pop, 4.5.
Which one is higher?
2 is higher. For me, 2 is higher. Just because it has more, like, I think one is high on the emotional value and how it is, but 2 is more entertaining. Like as just a fun movie to watch. 2 is more entertaining. It has more jokes. It has, like, they took the fun elements of 1 and then just upped it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think you connected with 1 better.
Yeah, for
I feel
sure.
as though 1 is the introduction, and it's such a beautiful introduction to the story. They do the storytelling well. I loved the singers who were being cued at random scenes.
Oh,
the band that was playing,
the band.
and playing music. I
and they
love
were playing
yeah.
Caribbean songs.
You know what? 4.5,
London.
4.5. The rating keeps up.
Thank you.
4.5, 4.5. We're not doing 5, but 4.5.
We managed to bully him.
Yeah,
several-
into
This is not bullying. This is convincing. I cannot be bullied.
Sure.
Let's put that out there.
Sure. It has been said. That has been clocked.
No, so which are the ranking?
Actually, hata tulimpata kwa ile movie ingine. Yeah, Interstellar. So,
spoiler alert.
But I think this will come after.
Oh yeah, okay, actually.
Yeah. So the other one is on believability. I think that's usually our first ranking. Yeah.
It's very hard to rate this movie on believability. Purely because they suspend disbelief and transport you into a completely different world. But then again, they don't do it like in such a way as to transport you to that world the way Dune will transport you into a different hole.
Yeah.
No, this is like kind of in reality, but you almost suspend that disbelief with them in that, yeah, bears can talk. Bears are friendly. Bears have very good language. They have very good language. They can write as well. They can wear coats. They can live with families in houses. Yeah, and that bear did not grow an inch. Over the
that would be my only critique on believability, because I wanted to say within the logic of the movie, to me it's 5. It's believable. Like they are able to maintain the logic of the movie.
You don't even
it's
question
tight.
because it's just like, oh, it's Paddington.
But yeah, he couldn't grow.
Except
because if he
one
grows, he'll become a threat.
Yeah,
He'll seem threatening.
Yeah, except that one thing where he doesn't age. Like what, or even how old do you think Paddington is? I don't know. From like 1 to 3.
It's hard to say.
Because in 3, when he's in 3 and he's interacting with the other baby bears, I'm like, you kind of seem like an adult. But in 1 and 2, I'm like, you should be
actually.
like, yeah,
but
you should
passport
be
you
like,
can get now.
oh yeah, for children, yeah.
For children.
You seem like you're 8 or 9 or 10 thereabout.
But he got a job. Was that child labor?
So it's only his age ndo ina break your logic. It's his age peke yake ndo ina break logic ya movie. Otherwise the to me
let me see if I can get like a photo of his passport.
Yeah,
and then we can see maybe it had the age there.
So I'd give 4.8 just because within the context of the movie, the logic that this bear can talk, this bear can write. Don't even think about the other animals because they are dogs and dogs can't talk.
Yeah, and actually, yes.
But
the bears can talk.
Yeah.
The bears are fine. They know language.
No, his passport doesn't have a date, like a year of birth.
They knew it a break logic ya movie.
Yeah, because it just says like date of birth 25th June and it doesn't continue like which year.
Yeah, they knew. Wow. They knew when they think too hard about how old Paddington is, it will break the logic of the
They got us good.
Got us good. So annoyed.
So I'd give it a 4.8 apple. Just the -2. What would you give?
I think 4. Yeah. Okay, I get to some extent, the way your logic within the rules of this movie, it works. But then like the fact that it's intersecting with kind of like real life kind of removes a bit of believability as well. Yeah, so 4.
Okay, but I liked how, because this time I watched Garfield, not the recent one, Kitambo, and you could tell where Garfield, the character, has been rendered as a cartoon and where the humans end. But in this one, you can't even
tell. They did very
good
job
you can't even tell. Yeah, that's a production thing. You can't tell where like the bear and the bear is fully animated.
Yeah.
But that connection is really well done. And it's very seamless.
So it looks believable as well. Yeah.
So on acting.
Okay, some of them are over the top, but it works. It does work.
It works.
And like in other movies where the over the topness doesn't work. Some 4.5. Yeah.
Even out of marks for them for Sally not being the other mom in 3.
Okay, now that you mentioned it too. Yeah, okay, actually come to think of it too. Okay, but then also I felt like in 3, I don't know, I didn't connect with the family as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
In 3 they were a bit strange.
They were a bit aloof. And also yeah, it's true. They were distant from the plot, kind of.
Yeah.
So there's something we're actually doing with my sister when we were watching it. Like we noticed it was so noticeable, especially the son.
Exactly.
It was so like you can count how many words he has in the entire film.
Yeah.
They are so few and far between. Because like we would watch a scene and then we're like, mbona ule ako huko nyuma amenyamaza tu? Like anafanya nini kwa hii movie? Si wamtoe tu. He has no.
What was joyriding? Oh, so we didn't put Paddington 3. Okay. Where are my lines?
But then actually, it
4 or 5
makes
lines.
a lot of sense. Because in 1 and 2, it was him as a child and them trying to like tame him from becoming like Paddington Sana. But then in 3, he's a grown up. You can't like what is his plot? What is his?
Yeah, it's very hard to write for an adult.
Yeah.
Man in that. Whether that's true. Okay. To the writers, you tried.
Tuliona bado, tuliona.
You tried.
But the mother in 3, I did not connect with her at all. Okay, maybe it's the loyal one.
Yeah,
I'm very loyal. 2, I don't like change that much.
Yeah,
so
it is. Even when I saw her at first, when I saw it, I thank God I didn't Google it, because I think if I had Googled it, I would not have gone to watch the movie. So when I saw it, I was like, am I being gaslit? I remember a different.
Hadi kuna photos. Ati photos zote kwa ile kiti. You're like, no, it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Yeah, they can do that. They show the scene when they finally meet him, when they met him on Paddington Station, and they don't show the face.
Yes. I thank God, because if they would have, and I would have been fuming. You can't just go and like
erase this mother.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. So for me, let me give some little flowers. She did her best.
Okay, yeah. I guess
she had really large, huge shoes to fill.
There was no way anyone was ever gonna give her fair shot.
Alikuwa katia job ama tuzi but let's just cut us.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, sorry to the one who plays mother in Paddington in Peru.
Yeah. So for me, acting, I'd give them 2.5. 2.5. Just because of 1 and 2 really hold their own. Let me rank this one separately. 1 and 2 really hold their own with every single thing, even the villains. So I'm going to give those ones a 4 in acting, and then I'm going to give this one a 2.
Okay.
But then also, I feel like, is this unfair to like rank movies like this where like the acting doesn't need to be so spectacular compared to, let's say, like a Dune where Timothy Chalamet has to do like
different. We are being fair here.
So no. If we are ranking, should we also be considering other actors in other movies, or are we looking at each film independently? Because
we are looking at them
independently. Because if it was the same, then this movie doesn't have that much.
It doesn't.
To act.
Yeah,
apart from the mother, I think that's a breakout performance. Like
she has to sell that emotional connection. She has to.
Yeah, but
because the kids don't really have to do much. She just has to deliver 2 or 3 lines in like an I don't care attitude, and literally that's the girl for you the entire 3 movies. The father though also has to do that line. Yeah, I do not like this bear, but I'm going to allow you to kind of impress me kidogo kidogo. So he also does do some good. It falls apart in 3.
Yeah.
But in 1 and 2, he does a good job.
Yeah, he kind of holds up. But he's trying to be more risk-taking. Oh, you remember that scene? And now, as I've said that, it has completely flown out of my mind. So, okay.
So, on creativity.
Creativity, I'll give it a good 5. You know what, Paddington? very creative. I think that whole connecting with the family. The third one,
I've remembered
separately, but as a concept, I'll give it a 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember the scene when why the father became the way he was when he got when he got a child, and then now he went to the hospital with like a motorcycle, and when he got a child, like that completely changed. So that was nice. Like okay, nice-ish. Like he became more
avoidant.
Yeah, as a parent. Yeah, that like even even the way he was explained well. So I like that. Yeah, creativity, I agree. Like, you said 5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah, same.
Like, how did they even come up with that character?
I think he's a children's, it's like Winnie the Pooh for breeds. I think so.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
he's a character, like Peter, do you guys know Peter Rabbit? Okay.
Tough crowd.
So imagine. So I'm trying. I think Kenya's we should have like a character in easy tukiwa watoi. Alikuwa Babu, that kid who was in almost every single like book like baby class to around class 1 or class 3. Every Babu, and alikuwa anaitwa Babu ama I can't remember. But there was this one boy who was in every single book and him doing different adventures trying to teach us how to read books.
Musa.
See Musa. Musa see a generation here.
Different generations, yeah. But I think it should transcend generations.
Yes, for it to be iconic, it should. So I think
we don't have one of those.
Or Peter and Jane.
Peter and Jane is white, but they are there, but that's a white.
That's a white. It's not. Yeah.
That's a white. There is one. I think ongeleni on recommendability niki Google.
Recommendability, absolute 5. Watch 1 and 2, even though you'll be disappointed in 3. Watch it still. Giving them the flowers. Yeah, hugely recommend this movie. I would. Nothing else to add on that. Honestly.
Yeah, but recommended to whom? I guess maybe this would be more like a family movie.
Yeah,
like if you have kids, younger brother, younger sister.
Watch it as a unit.
Yeah.
I think it would actually make you feel very warm inside after.
Yeah.
Just collectively, so it will achieve a very good purpose.
Yeah, because honestly, if it wasn't for this review, I don't see myself actually watching this movie just randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing it for the review.
We're doing it for the review.
But then when I watched it, I was like, this would be so good to watch with family.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think sijaipata, but I watched it just randomly. That's how I got to know about the films.
Or watch it if you're British. I guess if you're British.
And you like British humor.
Yeah. We don't have British.
We don't have
British crowd, my friend.
Okay. Maybe see in the future.
I'm kind of getting like something.
Matano and Makumi. Oh yeah, these books.
These books. They didn't have like one character who was in all of them.
For that reason, I will disqualify the.
Okay, then we don't. Oh my god, we have
Sungura.
We have Sungura and Mzekobe.
But we haven't made a film on.
And sad that they weren't even our most iconic furry
yes.
animals. Oh Lord. Our literature.
Work. His work.
Okay. And actually I was so sad when now CBC, this is now a total tangent. When CBC came in and my bro was in PP1, PP2, and they brought the Peter and Jane books. I was like, we can't do our own writing books in Kenya. Why are they buying? And it was actually recommended reading. Like that's what was in the curriculum. I just knew there's someone somewhere who has akona hii tenda ya kutengeza hizi vitabu, and that is how they're getting money. I just knew, because there's no way they're putting white characters and teaching children how to read as if they could just paint them black. Anyway, that's a small little rant. So on learning and Christian skill,
about the values, so much that you get you learn it not by being told about it, but just by visualizing the actions of Paddington and everyone around, I guess. But mostly Paddington. So learning 4. Christian, it's not a Christian movie, but then the values hit so close to home that I must rate it highly for that reason. Yeah. So 4 as well.
I think 4 is fair. I mean, like, even if you're a parent watching with your kids, like, there's some things they can pick out of it, like some things you'd want them maybe to maybe to be mindful of other people, to have a good attitude, like that stuff probably pick out. So I think manners, very important. 4.
Yeah, same to me. I think I just rank it a bit. Okay, I wanted to give it 4.5, and then I remembered 3 exists. And I love trilogies. I love trilogies so much. So it's so annoying to me that it's not like a compact, set of 3 movies. Even my favorite trilogies like that, even the Hunger Games, the last 2 ones aren't.
Trilogy. Oh, okay.
To me, those 2 movies is one movie, as they should have done them like in the books. So it's not as compact, but it's okay. I'll give it a 4.
But it could actually be worse. So
it could
be worse.
It could be worse. At least it's
bearable.
Aside from Steve, it's bearable.
Yeah,
it's watchable. What? You said you didn't even care for it at all.
The 3. Oh yeah. I had one bit.
Yeah, it's bearable.
I like Paddington.
It's watchable.
So that's my only.
If you can watch it just to experience the fun of having him, and Antonio Banderas makes it worth it.
Yeah, he's pretty fun as well, I guess.
As well, yeah. So even for me, the thing that challenged me on the Christian scale was, I think this can be a movie that a Christian filmmaker can do. And it's actually like a very good film. It's not too on the nose on Christianity, but this can be something we can strive for within the community as something a Christian filmmaker can make.
We can do better.
Yeah, so it shows we can actually make good Christian.
Yeah, because we actually picked out like the values or the things that Paddington has. We actually picked out from a secular movie. Yeah, Christian would have done. Yeah, okay. You see, I think when we did the Forge, you made that critique.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure, then how can you propagate all these values in a movie within a set? Okay, Kumbe, it's actually possible.
It's doable.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Evidenced by Paddington.
It's not just, not like a skit or something, like an actual story where things are happening. Okay, makes sense.
And it's entertaining. Yeah. Any other items you'd like to add?
None from my end.
Sawa. Thank you so much for watching our episode today. I hope you enjoy the movie. Go watch it with your friends, your family, or if you know a kid who's looking for something to watch or who loves movies, give this to them and watch. Thank you. See you guys next time.